Have you ever felt a strange, persistent itch on your body? One that refuses to go away no matter what you try? Maybe you assumed it was just dry skin or an allergy. Perhaps you thought it was nothing serious. But what if I told you that certain types of itchiness, especially after the age of 60, could be silent signals your body is sending, warnings about deeper health issues that might be quietly stealing your vitality? Your body speaks to you in subtle ways, and an itch might not always be just an itch. In this video, we're going to reveal 5 specific itchy areas that could signal serious underlying conditions, especially if you're over 60. And here's the truth most people don't know. These signs are often overlooked. People assume they're harmless, but ignoring them could cost you years of your life. Stay with me until the very end, because the 5th itchy spot we'll discuss is the most commonly ignored, yet possibly the most dangerous of them all. But first, if you haven't already, please take a moment to subscribe and turn on the bell, so you never miss videos like this one. And if you find this helpful, drop a 1 in the comments. If not, type 0 and tell me what I can do better next time. Now, let's begin. Itchy spot number 1, your lower legs, a circulation warning hidden in plain sight. If you've ever felt constant itching around your lower legs, especially your shins or ankles, and no amount of lotion seems to help, you might be brushing off a serious vascular warning. Most seniors think it's just dry skin or irritation from socks. But if the itchiness is persistent, especially at night, it may be a sign that your circulation is slowing down. Here's why it matters. Your legs are the furthest point from your heart. This means your blood has to travel a long way to reach them. As we age, circulation often becomes less efficient, due to narrowed arteries, weaker veins, or a tired heart. And when blood doesn't flow properly, the skin gets less oxygen and fewer nutrients. The result? Thin, dry, irritated skin. In some cases, you may even feel tingling or burning sensations, signs that nerves are being affected too. Over time, this can be a symptom of peripheral artery disease, PAD, a serious condition that significantly increases the risk of heart attacks and strokes. Let me tell you about James, 73. He had always been healthy. But one day, he realized his shins were itching every night without fail. Lotions didn't work. Changing detergents didn't help. It wasn't until he mentioned it to his doctor that things became clear. Tests revealed reduced circulation in his legs, putting him at risk for blood clots and major heart issues. James made small but powerful changes. He started walking every day, improved his diet, and drank more water. Within weeks, the itching faded, and more importantly, his overall circulation improved. Want to try a simple test? Press your finger firmly into your shin for a few seconds, then release. If the indentation stays for a while before disappearing, it may be a sign of poor circulation. Don't ignore it. Persistent lower leg itching might be your first and only warning before more serious issues develop. Get it checked before it's too late. Itchy spot number 2, upper back, a signal from your nerves. Do you ever feel a strange itch just below your shoulder blade? One that never really goes away, even when you scratch? If that sounds familiar, don't dismiss it. This type of persistent itching could actually be coming from deep beneath the skin, from compressed or damaged nerves in your spine. This condition is known as notalgia paresthetica, and it often starts with what seems like an ordinary itch. But in reality, it's your nerves misfiring, sending abnormal signals to your brain. Your skin isn't dry, it's your spine crying out for attention. As we get older, the discs in our spine begin to shrink and lose moisture. This creates pressure on nearby nerves. That pressure creates odd sensations, itching, tingling, or even burning. especially around the upper back area. And because the cause isn't external, scratching doesn't help. In fact, it often makes things worse. Let's talk about Roger, 68. He had this mysterious itch right under his right shoulder blade. He changed soaps, applied creams, even tried acupuncture. But nothing worked. Finally, he saw a specialist, and the truth was revealed. Roger had a pinched nerve in his upper spine, likely from poor posture and spinal degeneration. If he hadn't acted, it could have progressed into more serious issues, like pain, mobility loss, and nerve damage. Through simple stretching routines, posture correction, and physical therapy, he regained comfort and stopped the itch from becoming a long-term issue. Here's something to try at home. Press into the itchy spot on your back. Does it feel oddly deep, slightly numb, or tingly? If yes, you might be dealing with a nerve-related itch, not a skin condition. If left untreated, nerve compression can lead to balance issues, chronic pain, and limited mobility. Don't wait for it to get worse. Itchy spot number 3. Your palms. A silent cry from your liver. Now, let's talk about something most people never connect to liver health. Itchy palms. You might think it's from dryness, soap, or detergents. But if the itch keeps coming back, especially if it's worse at night, your liver might be waving a red flag. Here's how it works. Your liver filters toxins from your blood. It also produces bile, which helps digest fats. But if your liver's under strain or not functioning properly, bile salts can build up in your bloodstream. These irritating compounds then travel through your skin, particularly to sensitive areas like the palms and soles, causing persistent itching. This isn't just uncomfortable. It could be an early sign of fatty liver, bile duct problems, or chronic liver disease. If you've been feeling more fatigued than usual, noticed yellowing eyes, abdominal discomfort, or you're taking medications that affect liver function, pay attention. Persistent palm itch could be your body's way of saying, something isn't right. Moisturizing creams didn't work, because the problem wasn't on the surface. It was coming from deep inside. Let's look at Walter, 72. He began experiencing random, stubborn episodes of itching on his palms, mostly in the evenings. At first, he assumed it was something simple, maybe a new soap or hand sanitizer. But when it kept returning, he finally talked to his doctor. A simple blood test showed that his liver enzymes were elevated, pointing to early-stage fatty liver disease. By adjusting his diet, cutting back on processed food, adding more leafy greens, and drinking more water, Walter saw improvement not just in the itching, but in his overall liver health. The itch was a clue, and he listened before things got worse. Here's a quick test you can try at home. Press your thumb firmly into your palm and hold it for a few seconds, then release. If the area stays red for an unusually long time, or if your palm feels tender or overly sensitive afterward, it might be a subtle sign of liver stress. Don't ignore it. And if you've been noticing unexplained fatigue, yellowing of the skin or eyes, or weight fluctuations along with palm itching, it's time to get checked. Acting early can protect you from long-term liver complications. Itchy spot number 4, your scalp. When itching reveals a blood sugar imbalance, let's move upward to your scalp. If your scalp itches persistently, yet there's no visible dandruff, redness, or rash, don't assume it's just a shampoo issue. It might be your body reacting to imbalanced blood sugar levels. Most people don't link scalp irritation to internal health, but here's the truth. High blood sugar and insulin resistance can quietly cause inflammation in the body, and that inflammation often shows up first in the skin. When blood sugar remains elevated, it weakens the immune system, irritates the nerves, and breaks down your skin's natural defenses. The result? itchy, dry, and often slow-healing skin, especially on sensitive areas like the scalp. Take Richard, 69, for example. He noticed that no matter what shampoo he used or how often he washed his hair, his scalp kept itching, especially in the evenings. He assumed it was a reaction to a product until his doctor checked his fasting blood sugar. The results showed prediabetes. By cutting down on sugary foods and refined carbs, going for short walks after meals, and staying hydrated, Richard not only stopped the itching, but also brought his blood sugar back to safer levels. You can do a simple check too. Run your fingers slowly and firmly across your scalp. If it feels tender, excessively dry, or if you notice patches that itch for no clear reason, it might be time to test your blood sugar levels. Scalp itching may feel minor, but it could be your body waving a quiet but critical warning flag. Don't wait for it to become something bigger. Itchy spot number 5. The soles of your feet, a nerve damage signal. Finally, let's look down to the most easily ignored itchy spot of all, the bottoms of your feet. If you've been feeling an odd, nagging itch on your soles, especially at night, this could be far more than dry skin. In fact, it might be an early sign of nerve damage, poor circulation, or the onset of peripheral neuropathy. Why the feet? Because the nerves in your feet are some of the most sensitive and most distant from your brain, which makes them the first to show signs when circulation slows or blood sugar becomes unstable. When nerves start misfiring or breaking down, they send false signals to your brain, causing sensations like itching, tingling, burning, or even numbness. If left untreated, this can lead to serious complications, loss of sensation, slow healing wounds, or an increased risk of falls and injury. Let's talk about Frank, 74. He started noticing a strange, itchy feeling on the soles of his feet each evening. Creams didn't help. Socks made no difference. When he finally saw his doctor, he was diagnosed with early-stage peripheral neuropathy, likely connected to blood sugar and circulation problems. Frank took action. He began walking daily, cleaned up his diet, and gave extra care to his feet. Within months, the itching reduced, and more importantly, he was able to slow the progression of nerve damage. Try this at home. Take a pen cap or the back of a spoon and lightly run it across the sole of each foot. If the sensation feels duller in one foot, or if the itch is accompanied by tingling or burning, it's time to listen to what your nerves are telling you. When your skin speaks, listen closely. Now that you know the 5 itchy spots that could be pointing to serious health concerns, here's the most important thing. Don't ignore your body's quiet signals. Itchy skin might seem harmless, but when it's persistent, unexplained, or happening in specific areas, it's often your body's way of saying something deeper is going on. From liver function to circulation, nerve health to blood sugar, these signals matter. Catching them early can change the course of your health and protect your future. Ask yourself, have I been feeling more tired lately? Noticing subtle changes in my skin, energy, or even digestion? Often, it's not one big symptom, but many small clues that add up to a bigger truth. And recognizing them now gives you the power to act early, to heal, and to stay strong. So, which of these signs have you experienced? Have you ever had an itch that just wouldn't go away and later discovered it was something more? We'd love to hear from you. Leave a comment below and share one thing you learned today and how you plan to use it in your life. Your story could inspire someone else to listen to their body more carefully. If you found this video helpful, please like, subscribe, and share. Your support helps us continue creating meaningful content to inform, empower, and protect your health. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.